Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be tasting all of the tomatoes that I am growing this season. Now you guys already know how much I love green giants. They're already in the garden, but I've planted about 5 other varieties that I want to taste that I haven't tasted before, so let me show you what I've got. So we're going to be tasting 5 different tomatoes. Here we have the Brandy Boy, which is a sort of a takeoff of the Brandywine heirloom tomato. This is more of a hybrid type, so it has the qualities, and as you can see, it looks very much like an heirloom, but it has the disease resistance that you don't get when you have heirloom tomatoes. This is a beefsteak type. My other beefsteak is Better Boy, which all of the fruits look like this. There's hardly any cracking. I have a little bit here, but I do have some that are a bit more uniform, but they all turn out sort of like this. These large, nice sized slicers, and these are also indeterminate. Also, the Brandy Boy is an indeterminate too. We have our Chef's Choice Yellow. It's my first time growing this as well. It's a yellow tomato, and it is also a hybrid or F1. Beautiful yields. This is my second tomato. Actually, I still have one ripening on the counter, but it'll be my first time trying this. This is the Amish paste. Now this one could use a little bit more ripening, so I save this one for last and then come back after a couple days and let you guys know what this one tastes like. But I had some, but they were just getting too ripe. That's the thing about tomatoes and indeterminates. They kind of ripen at their own pace. And yeah, these Amish pastes are ripening a bit slower. Also, they're not as productive as my other varieties. Now, I had already heard about this on YouTube, about the Amish paste, that they may not be worth growing unless, I guess, you have a gajillion plants, or there's some people who just don't like them. So we still have a long season yet to see what's going to happen with this tomato. So fingers crossed. Let's see. Here we have, now you guys, I have a gajillion of these. These are early variety determinant independence tomatoes, and it's about, well, I guess they're about 52 days, and they are salad, a little bit bigger than salad though. Slicing tomatoes. So if you want tomatoes early on, you can start with the independence. But I kind of noticed the first tomato that I got was actually the Brandy Boy. So they kind of ripened along the same vein. So I'm like, well, okay. So I've got a gajillion of these. They're all ripening at the same time. Because of their high juice content, they may not be good for sauce. But I don't know, we'll see. I already had a bunch of them and I stuck them in the freezer, and yeah, I may just combine them with some sauce tomatoes, or I'll just use them as stew tomatoes. But anyhow, let me crack them open and let's get to tasting. All right, let's start with the independent, since that was the first that I have been harvesting. And also have some buffalo mozzarella and some lettuce leaf basil that I cannot wait to eat this with. Let's see. All right, so let's see. So look at the cells. It's a pretty decent amount of meat in the middle, or a core. They're actually not too juicy. All right, let's give it a taste. Very sweet. A little bit of tang on the end. Let's see. Very good tomato for a salad. It doesn't have a super heavy tomato flavor, but it does have really good flavor to it. And like I said, there's minimal amount of seeds. It's not too much. Not too bad. Okay. I think you would enjoy this, especially if you want the earliest tomatoes that you can get to start eating them in salads. It's a great spring, early summer tomato. Like I said, really good flavor. And it does have a lot of juice, but also I think there's a pretty good balance between the gel with the seeds and the meatiness of the tomato. All right, so next up is Brandy Boy. Let's go ahead and cut. This one's been on the counter for a minute. Let's do some slices. I'll probably have this one with my caprese salad. So as you can see, very meaty. It's definitely beefsteak. Look at all that. Not a lot of gel. It's a beautiful tomato. All right, let's taste. It's very low acid. Very mild flavor. It's not the strongest tomato flavor. But it is a good tomato. Probably be really good to have on like a sandwich. But I like that it doesn't have a lot of seeds in it. These would probably be good for making some sauce in, honestly. Just because of the low water content. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. Let me taste some more and then I'll make my decision on which one I think is going to be a favorite. Let's put that over here. All right, next up is our big beef. This is another hybrid beefsteak. Very firm. Oh, that's lovely on the inside. Take a look at that. Classic beefsteak, low gel. Nice, thick, meaty center. Slices up pretty well. Be great for a tomato sandwich. All right, let's try the big beef. Very juicy. A stronger tomato flavor than both the Brandy Boy and the Independence tomato. It does have some acid to it, but it's not a high acid content. There's definitely more acid than the Brandy Boy. It's crisp and it's crisp and juicy. The flesh isn't mealy at all. I cannot stand mealy tomatoes. I don't know, this one may be a keeper just for definitely sandwiches, salads. Though the Brandy Boy, I think, would make a really good tomato sandwich. It would just be sort of mild. So you probably want to add some salt. A lot of salt. Our next tomato is Chef's Choice Yellow. The color is beautiful. I don't think I've ever had a yellow tomato, honestly. Maybe I have, but I don't really remember. Growing the green ones and the green giants blew my mind so much, but yeah, I will. Let's just cut in and we'll see. Oh, that slice is nice. Very juicy. Looks like uh-oh. What's going on with that in the middle? I don't know what that is, but let me slice it again. I don't know, but I'm not going to let that put me off tasting this. If you're from the country, you know you just cut the bad bits away. As long as it's not moving, or it seems like it's permeated the whole fruit. Whoops. Let's smack the camera. All right, so this one is very juicy. It's firm, but there's a lot of cavity here. See, ignore this. I don't know what this is, but it looks like some sort of bruising. It doesn't look like there's any sort of disease or anything, so I'm not sure what happened in the center here, but it hasn't touched the rest of the fruit, so we'll just continue on. But yeah, it's weird. There's this sort of opening, as you can see, these caverns here around the chambers. There's not a lot of juice coming out, but yet it's a juicy tomato. So, all right, let's see how she tastes. Okay, here we go, yellow tomato. Oh. It's sweet. It's sweet and crisp. It's sweeter than the big beef. Mild acidity. Let me taste a little bit more. It just has a good tomato flavor, like a light. It tastes like if you were to go outside and pick up an heirloom tomato and just bite into it, but it's not a deep, rich, like a red tomato. It's like this light spring-like flavor in your mouth. It's got a wonderful, like, it's a light tomato flavor with sweetness, not much tanginess at all. It tastes like a fruit. When people think about tomatoes as fruit, this is what this yellow tomato tastes like. And it's delicious. I think I'm going to be growing this alongside my green giants from now on. Our fifth tomato is Amish paste. So I'm going to slice this one actually in the middle. So this is an heirloom variety of tomato. It's pretty popular. I have found growing this tomato that the vines are not very productive. I thought I would have bags and bags of this, but alas, I do not. But luckily, I have these that I can mix with my beefsteaks in order to get, hopefully, a couple of jars of sauce. A lot of the tomatoes that I've grown, the green giants and the yellows, and even the salad tomatoes, those are more for fresh eating. So I planned on growing these to cook them, but so far it's a pretty good looking tomato. There's a nice balance between the meat and the gel with the cells. So let's slice it here. All right, I'm gonna give it a taste. Okay. Almost went down the wrong pipe. Wow. That is a sauce tomato. It's very sweet. It almost has the same composition as my Independence tomatoes. Again, there's a lot of meat in there, but it's juicy and not too many cells, but it's acidic. There is some acid in here. You can definitely taste it. So you kind of expect that from your sauce tomatoes, right? But yeah, a lot of acid. But no, it's a wonderful balance. It's tangy, it's acidic, it's sweet, and very strong tomato flavor. So, I mean, I probably won't grow these again. I have some mushroom basket growing along the fence, but it looks like my neighbor may have sprayed them. Oh, we gotta fix that, right? But those were just the leftover tomatoes that I had, that I was just gonna plant them somewhere. So I almost expected them to get sprayed, but I mean, if you see tomatoes growing next to a fence, do you spray them? I think if you can get enough of these, you can have a pretty great sauce, a really good sauce. But then, I mean, you'd have to plant. I mean, I have like 4 plants out there, and I think I've only collected, they're over my head, and I think I've only collected maybe 5 or 6 tomatoes. That's not really all that great for that many plants. And so maybe 1 to 2 fruits per plant, and they're above my head. They've been fertilized, they've been watered, they're shielded from the heat, so I don't know. I may have to find a different alternative. As a matter of fact, if you know of a good tomato that can survive in Georgia Zone 8B, please let me know, one specifically for sauce, because at this rate, I'm gonna have to go buy some tomatoes and make some sauce. But Amish paste, so far, it's delicious fresh, and hopefully it'll make some good sauce with what little that I have. I could not in this video without showing you guys the first green giant of the season. Now you already know, and I've mentioned it numerous times, this is my absolute favorite. So I'm gonna cut it open and we're gonna have a taste. That beautiful green color. It is a heirloom beefsteak. Look at all of this meat. Not a lot of seeds. It is perfect for fresh eating. I wouldn't make sauce out of it because it's going to be a weird color. But look at that. Just take a look at that. Absolutely beautiful tomato. It's a beautiful tomato. Now I wonder if it still is great as I think it is. Let's have a taste. Let's see, let's cut this off here. Babe, come taste this tomato. Hubby's tasting this tomato. Oh God. It's still just sweet, a little bit of tangy, very robust tomato flavor. A great balance of acidity. It is still the best. Hubby gives it the thumbs up. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Leave a comment and let me know what is your favorite tomato that you like to buy and that you like to eat. And what do you use it for? Is it for fresh eating? What are your tops? Is it for cooking? Give me some suggestions because I always want to try new and different veggies in the garden. Be well, be blessed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.